Okay, let's see. Oh wait, hold on. Am I like too early? Early birds get the worm. That is true. That is true. Somehow you guys are not able to see the screen. Hold on. Today we are going to react on about Jeff the Killer, and hopefully, also I'm trying to draw at the same time Ghostface. Let's see, are there ads here? Yep, there are ads. Hold on, let me like remove the ads from the stream if I'm able to. But yeah, today we are going to do a drawing at the same time here. And we are gonna like react on this story. Why are there so many ads? At the same time, it's Halloween, I guess. What means it's spooky today. Or tomorrow, basically, to me. Oh boy, there's a lot of ads. Looks like I need to save you guys from the ads soon. More ads? I hope this is the last ad, and then hopefully if I like return, there are no ads. There's the one last ad. This is pain. Should have bought YouTube Premium, but I'm broke. Ah! Okay. Let's see. You guys should be able to see the screen now, hopefully. Let's see how scary this is.
It's one of those nights where
at the same time, I will just draw Ghostface.
Where deep sleep embraces you. You turn over and over, drifting in and out of consciousness, having strange, nightmarish thoughts during your micro sleep.
We are all broke.
Was oppressively hot and humid,
well, not all broke, just trying to save good amount of money for our future. With tactics.
Until you see something. Were those eyes peeping through the curtains? Your heart begins to race. Is this the creep you'd heard rumors about? The deranged serial killer known as Jeff the Killer that's still on the loose? No, you must have been dreaming. You rub your eyes and take another look. Squinting through the dark, you see a ghoulish, monstrous face looking straight at you as he slowly pulls himself through your opened window. In the morning, your bed will be empty. In the weeks to come, you'll be just another statistic, another missing kid. One of thousands of young folks that go missing in the USA each year. In time, your family will give up hope of ever seeing you again. You become one of the 115 children that year whose disappearance has been officially recorded as stranger abduction. It's true that every year scores of young people just vanish into thin air. Sometimes they go out and don't come home. Sometimes they're at the shopping mall with their parents and just disappear, never to be seen again. Sometimes they're snatched from their beds during the night. There are real-life boogeymen out there, maniacs on the loose, skulking around quiet neighborhoods. So, who is Jeff the Killer? Is he responsible for those unexplained abductions? Is he even real? Moving to a new place in your teens isn't much fun at all. You make friends, and then you have to abandon them. But for Jeff and his brother Lou, the move wasn't so difficult to accept. The new house was fancy, to say the least, and the neighborhood didn't look too bad either. No sooner than Jeff, Lou, and their parents got their new house in order, the nosy neighbors came around to say hello and check out who they'd be loving or hating in the next year or so. To break the ice, one of the neighbors invited the family to a birthday party. The neighbor, Barbara, explained that her son Billy was about to have a birthday party. Jeff's mom, Margaret, said her husband Peter as well as the kids would love to go. At this point, Jeff and Lou were in the background listening, both of them feeling kind of peeved that their parents had agreed on their behalf to go to the party of some kid they didn't even know. Young Jeff had always had a problem with authority, and he was quick to tell his mom that she shouldn't do stuff like that. He stormed off in a huff, retreating to his bedroom where he threw himself down on his bed and skulked. In that moment of teenage angst, he felt something really strange inside him, like his very own pair of anguish, an acute pain in his stomach. He felt hypnotized by his own anger. How dare she do that, he thought. He then came out of his enraged trance, not really knowing what had come over him. The same thing happened again the next morning as he was hastily eating a bowl of multigrain peanut butter Cheerios. There was something in his stomach, this time a grinding pain, and there was that feeling of rage again. He didn't know if he liked it or not. Maybe it was just moving stress, anxiety about going to a new school, meeting new kids. Some of them were bound to be jerks, that was for sure. He realized he was gripping his spoon so hard his knuckles were white. He was trembling with anger. But Jeff's anxieties were justified that morning at the school bus stop. Some wise-ass kid did an ollie on his skateboard right over Jeff and Lou's legs. Had he messed that up, he could have snapped one of their legs like a twig. Jeff didn't know it then, but this was the beginning of an end. The skateboarder was soon joined by two other kids, and in true Stephen King fashion, there was one cool kid, the skateboarder, whose name was Randy, a nerdy-looking kid named Keith, and an obese kid whose name was Troy. These kids would become Jeff's mortal enemies, his bêtes noires. In literal French, that means black beasts. "Well, look what's been dragged into the neighborhood," said Randy. "Couple of new freaks to kick around for a while." The fat kid guffawed, and the skinny-looking nerdy kid just stood there motionless. Randy explained to Jeff and Lou that as new kids on the block, there was a tax to pay, calling it a bus fare.
I was so scared of Jack back then. Yeah, I will definitely get that. I mean, he does have his pale face, has a knife to be able to kill you actually, even. And then also, well, his sanity is just insane. His mind, you have no idea what is going through his mind.
Him and his brother on their way to school. Jeff just sat there, boiling, raging, on the verge of exploding. That devilish feeling again filled his guts. He felt possessed with anger, and he finally stood up and growled at Randy.
No, ads. Okay, I have hide the ads for you guys. Why? Well, it's irritating. So no ads in my streams, hopefully. Yeah, I'm protecting you guys from the ads. No ads for you. For me, it is, though. Okay, finally, the ads are gone.
Bro, I'll knock the teeth right out of your friggin' head.
This is the same story as in the past reaction stream with about his life, the miniature movie.
Even more surprised when his younger brother grabbed Randy's finger and snapped it. Jeff took Randy's knife, but soon Skinny Keith and Portly Troy were on his back. Lightweight Keith took a stabbing for the team and went down like a sack of bricks. Jeff pushed Troy off him and hit him so hard in the stomach that Troy threw up as he crawled on the floor. The scene was a massacre. Lou had never seen anything like that before from his brother. Man, bro, what the hell's gotten into you? The two ran to school rather than get the bus. Jeff looked behind and he could see people on the street attending to the wounded kids. Did he feel remorse that day as he sat in his class, listening to a teacher talk about verb conjugation? No, he felt the opposite. He felt alive. He felt the violence in his very marrow. He loved violence. This was a new discovery for him. Part 2, Jeff the Maniac. Jeff got home that evening and his mom asked him how school was, to which Jeff replied, "Awesome," as the sweet memory of the beating and the smell of someone else's blood filled his senses. But as things tend to go, Jeff wasn't exactly off the hook for executing what the justice system calls a serious assault, not to mention using a deadly weapon on a child. The cops turned up at Jeff's house and explained that their son's outstanding wrath had caused some serious injuries to 3 kids that lived in the neighborhood. Jeff, as stubborn as ever, explained to the cops and his distraught parents that he'd been the victim of the violence and he had only retaliated.
Bij Dirk hebben we al meer dan 100
Ah,
aanmerken in
ads
prijs
again.
verlaagd.
Oh, okay. Good thing it's gone. Let's add a bit of texture, shall we?
Comparable fashion. Comparable, said one of the cops. I got 2 kids in the hospital with stab wounds, and another kid that looks like he's been kicked in the stomach by a racehorse. Jeff had to try really hard not to smile. He bit his lip. What could he do, though? The game was up. There were witnesses. There was forensic evidence. Okay, Jeff said. It was me, but I was only sticking up for my bro. Those guys pulled out the knife first. I just finished it. Jeff was already thinking about spending a year in what he heard was nicknamed Gladiator School when his brother Lou came rushing down the stairs. With the knife in his hands,
Yep,
Lou said,
they
"It
are
was me. Don't
quite
arrest my
scary.
brother."
At the same
Lou
time,
put down the knife
how
and
else do
passed
creators
All
get
the while,
money?
Jeff was telling him that Lou was lying, that it was he who was at fault for the bus stop carnage. As his brother was taken away in the cop car, Jeff sat in the driveway weeping. What had he done? For days, Jeff stayed in his bed with the curtains closed. He couldn't go to school. He couldn't even sleep. He just lay in bed depressed.
Imagine if we had like added red eyes.
Manipulating him.
Just...
After a few days, something unbelievable happened.
Oh, this is more
His mom walks into
scary.
his bed and
Hello,
was
Cameron. How you doing? How you doing? Look, it's Ghostface. Well, in the left corner, what I'm drawing is Ghostface.
What the? Thought Jeff. Has this woman lost her mind? It's party day, said his mom. You remember, before all that nonsense with the knives, we were invited to Billy's birthday bash. Jeff was rather displeased with his mom's patent lack of empathy. Come on, Jeff, she said.
Phonometer.
Don't let that
Yes,
spoil our
this
fun.
is lots of,
Sunny day.
well,
You're
scary
welcome
fun,
to
I
the
guess.
sun. Let's go have some fun. For some reason,
Also, it's
Jeff liked
Halloween.
to call it beautiful.
Well,
He noticed
some
she
parts
was
of the
really all
world
over the
already,
wardrobe. She
so
was dressed to impress.
might as
Like him
well
even more. When the family
use
arrived
this.
at Barbara's house, Jeff noticed that all the adults were wearing fancy clothes. All of them. It seemed they were trying to impress each other. Some of them were noticeably drunk already, talking loudly about their many accomplishments and the
Serial
wonderful, talented children they
arsonist.
brought into the world.
Yeah, we are talking about
Jeff's mom said.
Ghostface and Jeff the Killer here in this reaction video.
So far with kids in the neighborhood. And
So, yeah.
just as Jeff was starting to get along with the children, Randy, Keith, and Troy appeared. Still
Ah,
looking
the boys
young
are back.
enough, but no doubt ready for another round with the new kid. Randy said, "You didn't think this was done, did you? It ain't done.
How do we make this more
Again, Jeff was
scary?
reminded of countless teenage movies he'd seen. What ensued was a
Well, I don't want to
war
make it
with
too
Randy
scary
and Jeff.
though.
Jeff headbutted Randy, breaking his recently fixed nose yet another time, and blood splattered on the faces of the younger kids, sending them running around the garden in hysterics. A small kid froze, and as a teddy bear dropped from his hands, you could see a wet patch form and expand on the front of his SpongeBob shorts. Jeff got the better of Randy, but then the 2 goons pulled out their guns. This was unheard of in the neighborhood, and even some of the parents were now running into the distance shouting, "Someone call 911!" Jeff couldn't do anything with guns pointed at him, and before he knew it, Randy stabbed him with a knife. Troy and Keith laughed like the goons they were, and then Randy just started beating Jeff to a pulp. He dragged Jeff into the kitchen, whereupon he picked up a bottle of vodka and smashed it on Jeff's head. But Jeff didn't fight back. He took every punch.
Yo,
every
Portal,
kick.
welcome,
His face was
Blackjack.
bleeding.
Hello.
Shard glass was sticking out of his head.
How you doing?
His
How you
stomach
doing?
was
We
punctured
are
by
doing
the
reaction on this, and at the same time drawing. This is just a quick
Jeff
short
took 4
stream.
shots to the face, but he didn't retaliate. To try and light the fire again in Jeff, Randy shouted, "Your bro's some dude's girl right now, and that's all because
We
of
have
me."
already seen like the story. This is just the
Jeff
animated
snaps,
part
and
of
that
the
was
story.
it. That was the final straw. Jeff felt that rage build up inside of him again. He lurched at Randy like a rabid lion.
Oh.
He pushed him down and smothered him
Attacking.
with his incredible strength. Randy was helpless. Jeff drew back his fist and punched Randy right in the heart. A shocked look appeared on Randy's face, like he'd just seen the devil himself. He took one last breath, blood bubbled from his mouth, and he died there and then. The parents there still couldn't believe what they'd witnessed. There were children that had become feral, animalistic, bestial. Keith and Troy now turned their guns on Jeff. They fired and missed. Jeff ran up the stairs past the parents, now in a state of shock, their faces whiter than the new ceramic tiles on the kitchen floor. Now out of bullets, Troy and Keith pulled knives out on Jeff, but soon Jeff had his own weapon, a towel rack. He cracked Troy's balloon-sized head with the rack, knocking him clean out. Skinny Keith realized he was probably now out of his depth, but it was too late. There was nowhere to run. They were both in the bathroom fighting, and suddenly they hit a shelf and a bottle of bleach fell on them. Inexplicably, the bleach was open and the boys were both covered in the stuff. Keith screamed as the bleach burned his face, and that's when Jeff caved Keith's wiry face in with his handy towel rack. As Keith lay on the floor, not far from death, he smiled. "Funny, huh?" said Jeff, somewhat nonplussed, even though he was no stranger to strangeness. "Look at you," mumbled Keith through bloody
Well,
teeth.
looks like this is Ghostface kinda.
Keith's last effort to beat that new kid was to throw a cigarette lighter at Jeff. Jeff burst into flames, and screaming, he ran downstairs and through the house. He was a ball of flames, a human inferno. Parents stood back in horror. Jeff collapsed, and that's the last thing he remembered about that day. Part 4. Jeff the Killer. The next thing Jeff knew, he was lying in a hospital bed and he couldn't move. Almost his entire body was covered with
Oh,
bandages.
that's what
Suddenly he heard,
happened.
"He's awake." It was that familiar
It's
voice of his old
painful.
grandmother, but this time, he was pleased she was by his side. "Jeff," she said, "Lou is out. Witnesses told the police that Randy had first produced the knife. Your brother's free. We're going home, a family again." Jeff felt a twinge of relief, but it was hard to be happy when his body was covered in 3rd, 2nd, and 1st-degree burns. He tried to smile, and then he realized that he had no lips to smile with. His mother saw her son's pain. "Good news,
Ooh.
though, Jeff. Every cloud has a silver..." She didn't finish her sentence, this time being self-aware enough not to be chirpy in a horrible situation. Sometime later, both Jeff's parents were there when his final bandage had to be pulled off. "This is gonna hurt a bit," the doctor told Jeff, as those final bandages unfurled from Jeff's face. He was taken aback by the sheer horror painted on his
Oh,
parents' faces.
no.
They were trying to suppress their disgust, but something hardwired into their brains wouldn't allow them to hide their terror. Jeff asked for a mirror. The doctor told him, "Just start with one part of your face and then move to another part. This might come as a shock to you, but you'll soon get used to it." Jeff didn't take that advice and instead just grabbed the mirror. For seconds, minutes, he stared at that mirror, moving his head from side to side, studying every angle. His parents were waiting for him to cry, to scream, to collapse in shock, but as Jeff kept looking at his new face, a white, leathery face, a face without eyelids, without anything resembling...
I'm here
bones,
now.
just
Welcome
looked
to the
as though
stream,
he was
Aiden.
happy with the
I already
results
drew
of his first
Ghostface at the
"It's
same
perfect,"
time.
he said, "just perfect." He wasn't crying.
So
His
we are
mother
done with
was. He was
drawing
trying to
Ghostface,
play.
basically.
When Jeff was left alone, the doctor told his parents that their son
Now
was
we
missing.
have
It was
this.
unusual for someone to act that way. The reality, he said, hadn't just set in. "Just take him home," the doctor said, "and give him a lot of support." "Of course we will," said Jeff's mother, feeling ever so slightly guilty that she was glad about the fact that Jeff would be easier to control now that he was damaged goods. "Oh," said the doctor as he was walking away, "don't let him be alone for long." Later that night, while the family was sleeping, Jeff's mom was awoken by a strange sound coming from the bathroom. When she entered
Show
that
me when
bathroom,
this is
she couldn't believe
over.
what she was seeing. Jeff was covering a
I can
smile
just
on
set
his
it to
face
you
with
right
a
now,
knife.
actually,
He also
at the
cut
same
off the
time.
remaining
Don't worry.
eyelids. "Hallelujah."
That is why
Jeff
I
said
have this
eventually. He
tablet.
couldn't even speak. She couldn't
To
move.
draw.
The woman was petrified. "What's up, Ma? Don't you think I'm beautiful anymore?" "Yeah." she
Oh,
said,
that is
while
scary.
slowly backpedaling out of the bathroom. "You are my beautiful son. You'll always be my beautiful little honeypot." She then ran for it, got Jeff's dad, and the two of them tried to wrestle the knife from Jeff's hand. "What?" Jeff screamed. "You lied to me. You don't think I'm beautiful." He was too powerful for them. The rage had returned, and it wasn't difficult to stick that knife into both of them. Jeff stood over
Ooh.
them, their lungs drowning in their own blood. It was a beautiful sight. He was Jeff the Killer. That's what he'd always been, a killer. He had one last stop before he left the house and fulfilled his own prophecy. Jeff walked into Lou's room. Standing at the side of Lou's bed, he put his scarred, leathery hand over his brother's mouth. Lou suddenly looked at Jeff with wide open eyes as his dear brother sunk a knife deep into his stomach. "Shh," said Jeff. "Just go to sleep." Part 5. Jeff the Thriller. We weren't kidding at the start when we said that in the US, scores of young people
Thriller.
were abducted by strangers. But did Jeff the Killer ever actually exist? We think most of you already know that this is fiction, but what really gives it away? If you go back from the start of the original Jeff the Killer story, there's always a part that says, excerpt from a local newspaper, ominous unknown killer is still at large. After weeks of unexplained murders, the ominous unknown killer is still on the rise. After little evidence has been found, a young boy states that he survived one of the killer's attacks and bravely tells his story. Okay, so first of all, the headline of that story, Ominous Unknown Killer, is still
I
at
know
large.
this
It would
part.
never be a
Jeff the
headline in
Killer
any newspaper
thriller.
anywhere.
Yeah, it's
Trust us,
fiction.
We have former journalists and editors on our team of writers. The writer of Jeff the Killer seems to have found that adjective ominous and then gone and used it wherever he can. Secondly, the first paragraph is badly written. Listen to this. There, in the little ray of light illuminating from between my curtains, were a pair of two eyes. These weren't regular eyes, they were dark, ominous eyes. Ominous again. But the grammar also isn't corrected in the first sentence. As for a pair of two eyes, that's called a tautology, and no news editor on Earth would allow that to go to print. So we know at the very beginning that this tale is
not true.
If the point was to make it sound believable, the Jeff the Killer writer messed up right at the start. As for a young boy attacking other young boys and going on a murder spree, well, there just haven't been any murder sprees of this kind since the story was first published in 2011. So what about Jeff's amazing heart-stopping strength? Well, let's just take a giant leap and say Jeff was possessed and had superhuman strength for a 13-year-old.
Jeff the Thriller is definitely a funny name. A bit of playful word play.
Just the right time. And yes, it can kill. You can actually find quite a few stories of when this has happened to young people, although baseballs were the killer, not punches. What about Jeff going up in flames after having a vodka bottle smashed over him and being doused with bleach? Firstly, not much vodka would have gotten on Jeff. Secondly, you couldn't set a person on fire if you splashed vodka on them. It's not flammable enough. Remember that Keith somehow threw the lighter? We're guessing it was a Zippo lighter with a wick. But even then, vodka? No way. As for the bleach, which made Keith and Jeff scream, well, bleach can irritate the skin if it's not washed off, but it wouldn't make a person scream unless, possibly, it was poured into their eyes. And another thing, bleach isn't flammable.
Yeah.
It's just not believable at all. Jeff would now be 22
Just made
years
up.
old and still on the run after killing all those kids he didn't kill.
He is thrilled
Maybe he hit
though.
a spot, given that he has horrific scars from burns and a smile cut into his face. Now watch this video, the Russian sleep experiment explained.
Nope, you are not cutting the ads again. But yeah, that was the reaction. Well, that was just actually the whole story again, but in like a shorter format of that 45-minute video. What is up with me today? What is it, Milk? Is something troubling you? Is something like maybe something up in your mind? Yes, it's Halloween. It's the 31st of October soon for the whole world. Or it is already part for the world already, because, well, timelines and time zones. Yes, you showed up in time. But yeah, that was the whole story basically. And with that, we also have at the same time Drowned Ghostface. I really like added the red and blue just so I know where the eyes are at. You know what is actually like funny about him? He's literally blank face with a white mask. That's it. Yes, you will be Jeff the Killer for Halloween. Don't kill though. That's bad. Okay, but really, what should I actually do now? It's been, let me check, 23 minutes right now? What if I did this? Let's draw a little pumpkin, shall we, for Halloween? Just because, well, Halloween right now. The question is, how do you draw a pumpkin? I haven't drawn pumpkin in like so many years. That's the problem here right now. Guess I'm gonna do this. Yes, I get it why you did it, and that's why I said to myself, let's do this. because one, Halloween is here soon already. Was here already. With October being the scary month, so might as well use it right now as a thing. Thank you. I put good amount of thought about how to like simplify everything. Okay, this looks like a thick pumpkin. Oh yeah, you know, another thing, I want to get into making 3D models. Well, that's amazing for you to try it out, something new, and try to like learn a skill on your own. And a bedroom break, what's with the drawing for today? Well, we did ghost face. That's one. Ta-da! And for, well, it's Halloween now. For like almost the whole world right now. Because 31st of October. So I'm gonna draw a pumpkin. Not too sure if that was like a good idea, but yeah. And guess what? Once Halloween is over, next is Thanksgiving. Yes. Although I don't really actually celebrate Thanksgiving either. It's just like another day to me. So, meh. Okay, let's do this. Make this. Layer 3 times. Let's add some orange. Orange. Oh my. And then Christmas. Once Thanksgiving is over, it's Christmas, yes. And then my birthday. Yes, definitely your birthday in a few months. Hey, let's see. This doesn't look too bad. Let's do a clipping mask. No. Clipping mask, not mask. Let's give this pumpkin some color. But like with the gradient this time though. And then soon add more. Oh, looks like we are doing a guessing game. I already know the answer, but I'm not gonna tell though. February. Yes, it's February. Then it's your birthday, basically. And can't wait to watch Scream 7 with Ghostface. I will just lay back and do some lazy stuff, probably. Oh yeah, I gotta show you the pumpkin face I had for this Halloween party I went to, I made. Ah, sure. Share it in the Discord and we'll take a look soon. This looks somewhat of a pumpkin, I guess. Looks like we're gonna make the stem first though. Just a simple stem, nothing much. Mask. Oh no. Clipping mask. Now we want darker green. A pumpkin fresh out of the garden. Such a colorful pumpkin. I want to take a pie. Bake it into a pie. And this could be pumpkin pie. Would be nice. Maybe to some people. To me, I'm not sure. I don't really like pumpkin actually, so. But yeah, could definitely turn into some beautiful pies. Okay, what face do we actually want to make this into? Anyone got an idea what kind of face this pumpkin is gonna be? Okay, sent. Alright, let me take a look. Oh, nice pumpkin, thanks. We do need to make a face though, but I will let you guys choose and vote together which type of pumpkin face it's gonna be. Because, well, I don't have an idea. Okay, wait, is this like the face, the pumpkin, the face of Roblox with the meme? Just pro face? The smug pro face. Also, it's true what the story said about Jeff. You can't set him on fire with bleach because it's not flammable enough. That is true. Also, because of vodka. The man face. Yes. Yes, I have seen it. Quite nice. Also really detailed actually for a pumpkin carving. It lights up nicely too. But yeah, what type of face should we make here? Or carve, I guess? But my question is, how and why? How is it not flammable enough? Well, first we have vodka under the person, but it won't burn a lot because, well, vodka is also liquid. It will only flame for a few moments and then gone. It's not enough fuel for the fire to spread out and be on a long time. A wolf, sure, we can do a wolf. And yeah, we also have the bleach. Bleach is flammable, that's for sure, but not long enough to do the same kind of burns the story have told about Jeff. So yeah. The question is, how am I gonna draw a wolf now? Let's see. What type of wolf? A smile? Are we gonna make it smile, make it growl a little bit of scary face? Let's see, some inspiration. Shall we? Also, if you want to draw more after this pumpkin, you should draw yourself as your favorite food. So basically pizza. No wait, pizza is not my favorite though. It's not my only favorite, that's the thing. I probably should have to take a look what I want to draw then. If I'm able to, with enough time. Inspiration. How to draw a wolf face. Okay, let's see. Symmetry, because, well, I am bad at it. But also just so I can have, faster drawing. Let's see, symmetry brush on. Guess wolf face is kinda like a triangle, I guess. Let's try triangle face. I do find it creepy at the beginning of the video you saw Jeff coming out of window when people are asleep, and I do have one by my bed. Uh-oh, someone is getting caught by a certain person. This is problematic. Don't worry, he's not real though. Okay, I find this horrifying now. Why does it look like that? Okay, just trust the progress, man. Trust the progress. And that's why you shouldn't have windows by your bed or anywhere else. Well, I have a big bed with a big window, but you cannot enter through the window, so yeah, this ain't gonna become anything, does it? Yeah, we are gonna like move this, I guess, somewhere. Ah, that's more pleasing. Looks goofy. At least it's not scary for the kids. This is too much. Well. Okay, a few sharp teeth, I guess, would be nice. Yeah, the eyes are just too silly, actually. Can I make it more serious, though? Looks a bit better. Remove these guidelines also. La la. Yeah, it is sad for him though, for Jeff, with this type of story that he didn't want personally. Okay, let's now like cover his face, I guess. Somehow with shadows or something like that. But first, let's shrink this down. There we go, bit better. And now just the grayish parts, but not too gray. Yeah, this is just silly. I feel like Jeff, it's a lie. Jeff he didn't want to deal with it, any of it. True. And let's like add white here. But again, I don't know any of us would want that. No one wants that type of thing, I think. Definitely. Okay. Group this. And then no. Distort a little bit. Well, looking more uniform now. Nice. Okay, let's see. Good thing none of us had that life, that is true. There we go, we have a funny looking wolf, I guess. Not really good, but it's something. Not bad at all. To make this more effective, I guess we need to like shrink this a little bit first. Yeah, the boat is definitely a bit slim than I wanted. I can try to like make it better though. But I need to do that for every layer then. Hold on. Merge this and then use this tool. There we go. Then like hit this to the thing still a little bit. Oh wait, this is still with the drawing assist. We don't want that anymore. There we go. This is actually more accurate now, yeah. Okay, and then liquefy a bit to expand, but not too much. Because this is a pumpkin, and so we have to like draw it a little bit like that, like it's on the pumpkin though. There we go. We have a face here. Now let's see. This would be nice, I guess. Then only what we need to do is just darken this quite a lot. How do we do this? Just normal is best. Or this. Well, crazy good effect. Yeah, it's the filters. It helps a lot. I mean, like a lot. With things like this, but I can also try this. Let's like duplicate this first though, whole thing as a group. Duplicate. If we like mix this, hide this, clipping mask. By the way, I was joking. I was so go face on the stream so you don't have to send, because I was joking. Yeah, but I will still like most likely send it to you though. Okay, let's like fuse this together and see how it would look like with gradients. Oh, looks like there's no pumpkin gradient here. Looks like I'm gonna make one. The most lightest part is gonna be here, and the most darkest part is gonna be this orange, I guess. In between it's gonna be orange and everything, so yeah. This one is gonna be a bit reddish, but not very red. Yeah, this one is just gonna be like red. There we go. We have something that looks a bit different than this whole thing. And well, the stem is alright actually, so this whole thing is like together. And that is how you carve a pumpkin in the temple style. Hello, Kurumi Ayami. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? How you doing? We have carved a wolf face on the pumpkin. Bit scary, I don't know. Just looks silly. But yeah. Let's see. Streamed for an hour, that's alright. It's a bit late, but not as late as last time. Let's see. What if I try to have red effect? Would that change anything? No. No. Orange. Very minimal use, and then remove this layer would be good. Ah, there we go. Pumpkin. He's such a good artist, which is you. Thank you, thank you. Although I do still need like help from you guys how to improve the arts. This looks good though. Where do I draw the signature of mine? Yeah, let's do it here. Oh my. Cute! I know you don't celebrate it, but even if you don't, at least you made something spooky. It is sometimes fun to have something spooky here. Let's see for tomorrow. Tomorrow, Settlers Sub-Zero again. Maybe also some Minecraft if I'm able to. But the Minecraft one is gonna be like a short, only like an hour to with fishing. Or can't you put a Happy Halloween? I can definitely. Hold on. Add text. And I want this be something else. Let's make it a bit more dramatic. Yes, that's what I did. Then we have this here on the back. Basically just this. Let's use this effect. This is cool. And it says Happy Halloween. Not bad. Let's duplicate it. And make this glow a bit. And also a bit of a blur. Yes, that is true also, yeah. Thanks for stream, don't worry, don't worry. It's fun when I do this with you all. Okay. And there we have it. Happy Halloween. Now, let's see. They are still alive, which is good. Let's see. Nuke, because we are gonna rate them again. Conveniently, when I stream or like stream earlier, they are always like there most of the time. Say, Happy Halloween Howls from the Wolfpack. Let's do that. Type that in the chat of them when live. But yeah, go to their stream, I guess. But yeah, tomorrow Settlers Zone Zero, doing also some Minecraft maybe. And that should be it. And happy Halloween, guys. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.